Ever hopped on a train and just marveled at how it arrives exactly when it's supposed to?
Mm,
Or how a massive freight network seamlessly moves goods, across the country?
right.
Well, behind that symphony of steel and precision is a rail operations manager, the maestro of the railways. And you're interested in joining their ranks.
Very cool.
That's a career path I'm genuinely excited to unpack with you.
Yeah.
To help us navigate this world, we're tapping into the expertise of RoleCatcher, a platform dedicated to helping people like you land their dream jobs.
What I find really interesting is how RoleCatcher defines this career. They don't just say, managing trains. It's about overseeing and optimizing the entire rail transport service.
Okay.
That's a much broader scope than most people realize, right?
It really is. It's about the people, the logistics, ensuring everything runs like clockwork from the moment a train leaves the station to the precise coordination of arrivals, departures, even construction and maintenance schedules.
Wow.
RoleCatcher really emphasizes that it's about keeping those trains running on time, safely, and efficiently.
Yeah.
But it's more than just timetables, isn't it? What else does RoleCatcher highlight?
One thing that stands out is the concept of slots. You see, a rail operations manager isn't just dealing with a single track, it's about allocating these slots, which are essentially designated paths and time windows for trains to move across the entire network. It's like a giant high-stakes puzzle where delays in one area can cascade throughout the system.
Oh, wow.
And RoleCatcher makes it clear this is a high-pressure environment.
Wow, that sounds incredibly intense. Can you imagine having the responsibility of thousands of commuters and tons of cargo resting on your decisions? So for someone who thrives in a dynamic, fast-paced environment, this could be the perfect fit. But what about the skills needed to manage that pressure? What does RoleCatcher say about that? So how do you actually become the person who keeps those trains running on time? What does it take to get your foot in the door as a real operations manager? Thankfully, RoleCatcher provides a really detailed roadmap for that.
You might be surprised by the range of educational backgrounds that can lead to this career.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not just about having an engineering degree, although that's definitely valuable. RoleCatcher points out that fields like business administration, logistics, even supply chain management can be fantastic stepping stones. It makes sense when you think about it. This role requires a deep understanding of systems and processes, not just the technical aspects of trains themselves.
That's a great point. It seems like having that broader perspective would be a huge asset in this role. But let's talk about those technical aspects for a second. What about certifications? RoleCatcher mentions the CTP Certified Transportation Professional as being particularly valuable. What exactly does that entail?
The CTP certification,
Yeah.
it's really interesting. It delves into all sorts of areas crucial for a rail operations manager, like transportation economics, infrastructure management, and even government regulations. Yeah, it's all about demonstrating a comprehensive understanding of the transportation industry as a whole, which can be a major advantage in this field.
It's like having that stamp of approval that says, I've got the knowledge and expertise to handle this complex world. And this is where RoleCatcher gets even more helpful, especially for a data nerd like me. They don't just tell you what skills are important, they quantify them. They say 59% of rail operations managers need strong monitoring skills, 58% utilize critical thinking. It's like they've analyzed thousands of job descriptions to give you that data-driven edge.
Exactly. And that kind of insight is invaluable. It's one thing to know that critical thinking is important, but to see that it appears in over half of the job descriptions, that really highlights just how crucial it is for success in this role. RoleCatcher's data reveals a real shift towards data-driven decision-making in the industry.
This quantification of skills is fascinating. It's like having insider information on what hiring managers actually look for. But it's not just about getting the job, is it? It's about building a career. What does RoleCatcher say about career progression in this field?
Well, RoleCatcher does a great job of outlining the typical career path, from entry-level positions all the way up to senior management. They highlight that it often starts with roles like train dispatcher or yardmaster, where you gain hands-on experience in day-to-day operations. From there, you can move into supervisory roles and eventually into rail operations management.
So it seems like a combination of experience, the right skills, and continuous learning through programs like that CDP certification can really open doors in this field. But okay, we've talked a lot about what RoleCatcher tells us about the career itself. Let's dive into how their platform can actually help you land that rail operations manager job. They have this plugin, RoleCapture.capture, right? Tell me more about that.
Okay, so RoleCatcher Capture, it's like a superpowered bookmark for your job hunt, right?
Like
You're,
that.
you're telling me I can say goodbye to those endless browser tabs and messy spreadsheets?
Yeah, exactly. Imagine this. You're browsing through multiple job boards, and you see an opportunity that catches your eye.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going through the hassle of bookmarking or copying and pasting details, you just hit the RoleCatcher.capture button.
Oh, it instantly saves the entire job description, along with any relevant links, directly to your RoleCatcher profile.
So everything is centralized and organized, no more applications scattered across different platforms.
Exactly.
I can see how that would be a game changer for staying on top of your job search.
Right.
But RoleCatcher doesn't stop there, does it?
No, not even close.
They've also got that AI-powered tool that analyzes job descriptions. Tell me more about how that works.
This feature is where RoleCatcher really shines, I think. Their AI engine goes through the job description, identifies the key skills and experience required, and then compares those to your resume or CV.
Okay.
It then highlights any potential gaps or areas where you might need to beef up your qualifications. It's like having a personal career coach giving you personalized feedback on your application.
That's incredible. It's like getting a sneak peek inside the hiring manager's head. But let's be honest, landing an interview is only half the battle. RoleCatcher also offers resources for interview prep, right? What makes their approach different?
Yeah, what sets RoleCatcher apart is their vast library of over 120,000 practice interview questions.
Wow.
But these aren't just generic questions.
Right.
They're tailored to specific careers and even individual skills. So if you're prepping for a rail operations manager role, you're not going to waste time on questions that are irrelevant to your field.
Okay.
You'll be able to focus on practicing answers to the questions that hiring managers are most likely to ask.
That's so key. It's about being prepared for the right questions, not just any questions. This has been a really insightful deep dive. We've gone from understanding the ins and outs of a rail operations manager role to seeing how a platform like RoleCatcher can give you a real edge in your job search. What stands out to you as the most valuable takeaway for someone considering this career path?
You know, I think the biggest takeaway here is that a career as a rail operations manager is about so much more than just trains.
Right.
It's about having a strategic mind, being adaptable to a constantly changing environment, and understanding the critical role that data plays in decision-making.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really exciting is that RoleCatcher provides the tools and resources to not only navigate that landscape, but to truly excel in it.
Absolutely. It's about being proactive, embracing technology, and understanding the evolving demands of the industry. Well said. A huge thanks to RoleCatcher for providing such a wealth of information. And for you, our listener, we hope this deep dive has given you a clearer picture of what it takes to become a successful rail operations manager. Remember, in today's job market, it's not just about being qualified, it's about being discoverable.
Think about how technology can work for you in your job search, helping you to stand out from the crowd and showcase your unique skills and experience.
And that's where a platform like RoleCatcher can truly make all the difference. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of rail operations. Until next time.